Hi, and welcome everybody. Welcome to our presentation titled How Hip Hop Moved the Crowd to Social Action. Thanks to the Yale National Initiative for this opportunity. I'm Sharon Ponder-Ballard. I'm honored to have joining me today, Sheldon Bonilla, Amaya Lindo, Cadedria Ross. We represent the Englewood STEM High School, Chicago. Hip hop music was rooted in political and social consciousness. So we have artists like Grandmaster Flash, Jay-Z, Tupac, Sister Souljah, and Queen Latifah, who sung about structural racism and social injustice. Presently, my students look to rap artists like Childish Gambino, who sung This Is America, and Little Baby, who sung The Bigger Picture, places the spotlight on social injustice in this country. The Bigger Picture was released after the murder of George Floyd and became an anthem in the Black community, demanding an end to police brutality. The Englewood community, as well as other Black communities in our city, were left gutted due to civil unrest, and with the government's delayed and divisive response to COVID-19, my students were left asking a variety of questions. Who's responsible for the change needed in our communities? Hip hop served as the sounding board for this unit. Students explored their own voices, increased their agency and social activism. Race, class, and gender. I was very blessed to participate in a seminar led by the wonderful Dr. Francis and our seminar leader, Ms. Krista. Well, they helped me to make this unit accessible and very relevant to my students. Students discussed social issues, social justice issues that impacts their lives on a daily basis. They brainstormed ideas around social activism and what that will look like in our school community. They wrote articles using claim, evidence, and reasoning to generate community and global awareness, and also were able to present their ideas at our school and community-wide. We explored what hip hop is. We looked at various multiple choice questions to kind of help generate our discourse in our classrooms. We also looked at gender identity and sexual orientation as well. So without further ado, I'm going to turn this over to my amazing students. First, you will hear the voice of Sheldon Bonilla, whose topic is anti-bullying. Then you will hear from Cadedria Ross, whose topic is on violence. Then Amaya Lindo, whose topic is on police brutality. All right, scholars, take it away.
Hello, can you guys hear me? All right. Hi, my name is Sheldon Bonilla. I am currently a freshman at New Englewood STEM High School in Chicago, Illinois. In this hip hop and social action unit, I learned more about race, class, and gender in America. First, I would like to say that bullying is not right. When I see bullying in school, it makes me feel a certain type of way. I was able to connect with this unit because I dealt with this type of thing before. I was also bullied when I was younger. I was glad that I had someone to speak to about what I was going through all the time. Some people didn't really like me due to how I looked or how I acted. All the adults around me told me that I was a great kid, and I still think I am to this day. In the Black community, sometimes it's harder on you if you're the smart kid who enjoys reading or having crazy dreams about achieving. The song that spoke to me is actually a country song by Mark Wills, and the few lines are, "You don't have to be my friend, but is it too much to ask? Don't laugh at me, don't call me names. Don't get your pleasure from my pain. In God's eyes, we're all the same. Someday we'll all have perfect wings. Don't laugh at me." This unit impacted me by being an advocate for other students who may be going through similar situations. At one point, I prevented many people from fighting or bullying. One person in particular, named Donald, he was someone who dealt with bullying himself, but he wanted to stand up for himself by fighting, so I stepped in. Stepped in, told him to change his perspective in his situation. I told him to search his soul and be a bigger person. He's doing well now, and he's controlling his feelings in a different way when it comes to this situation. This ponder made me think about this topic in an unusual way by providing us an opportunity to open up in class about this. I see that in high school, bullying can come in many forms, and that some students are embarrassed to admit that it is happening to them. It's good to have teachers like Miss Ponder to share and bounce ideas around with. One thing that I would like to share with other teens about social action is don't resort to using your fists. Use your words and tell others how you feel. Or maybe just start an anti-bullying club. Thank you for your time.
Hello, my name is Cadedria Ross. I am currently a freshman at Englewood STEM High School in Chicago, Illinois. This unit is titled Hip Hop and Social Action. In this unit, I learned more about race, class, gender, and social injustice in America. Violence in America has become a topic of discussion across the nation, especially in Chicago. We see it on the news daily, so a lot of us have become normalized to it. In my first year of high school, I also witnessed the violence we see in our streets present itself in our schools. I was able to connect with this unit because recently I found out that someone who I considered a friend and a classmate, someone whose smile could light up the city and a laugh that could turn heads, passed away. I woke up like it was a regular day, but it turned out to be a painful one. I woke up, you wouldn't expect someone you see almost every day to be gone the next. His desk sat empty as I waited for him to walk through the door and say it was all a joke. He never came. Soon after that, I discovered that he died by a bullet in his own home. The influx of guns in Chicago is ground zero for violence, says ABC 7 Chicago News. 1,606 people were shot in Chicago in the summer of 2021 alone. Chicago's crime rate has reached limits that haven't been seen since the mid-1900s. Also said ABC 5 Chicago News. Illinois University professor of urban community studies, Lance Williams said, young men feel in fear of their lives. They're getting guns to protect themselves, but nowadays, everyone you know has a gun. This means that these guns are in the hands of violent people with malevolent intent, kids, and individuals who shouldn't ever be near a trigger. Individuals like myself, who have been conditioned to the normalization of gun violence and growing up around gang life, have seen this many times before. You never think something like this would hit so close, and it hurts to know that the reality of it is that someone I cared about will be another homicide body count. But I have to carry on because this is the life we live in Chicago. Mrs. Ponder made me think about this topic in an unusual way by giving us a platform to express how we really feel on topics that are relevant to our daily lives. This is the reality of a lot of young Black people across the nation. One thing I would like to share with teens about social action is to take it one day at a time. We are all affected by our environment, and it's only right if we take the time to mentally and emotionally slow down and simply exist and breathe. A song that also connected me to this unit was in J. Cole's song intro, KOD. He states that life can bring so much pain. There are so many ways to deal with this pain. Choose wisely. At the bottom of the hourglass lies sand that represents the past in which all my demons rest. I'm calling out for help. There are so many ways to deal with this pain. Choose wisely. Thank you for your time.
Hello, my name is Amaya Lindo. I am currently a freshman at the New Englewood STEM High School in Chicago, Illinois. In this hip hop and social action unit, I learned more about race, class, and gender in America. Firstly, I would like to say that while the issue of police brutality is tremendous in the United States, today I'm just focusing on my city, Chicago. The community mainly dealing with police brutality and harassment is the Black community. In my opinion, the Black community does not receive equal nor fair treatment in this country. Police does not see Blacks as equal, they see Blacks as threats. And the Black community has fought for equal respect and treatment from the police for years. Emmett Till, Laquan McDonald, and George Floyd are representation of this injustice, of this social injustice. This is why we say Black Lives Matter. I was able to connect with this unit because it is relevant to my everyday life. Lil Baby says in his song, The Bigger Picture, I find it crazy the police will shoot you and know that you did, but still tell you to freeze. Unfortunately, at a young age, I witnessed a lot of police brutality, and it starts with police profiling Black people. Kids and teens are supposed to feel safe when the police answer a call. Englewood STEM is a predominantly Black school where we go through metal detectors before we go to classes to learn. We have to turn in our phones, our book bags are searched, and it makes me feel as if someone is expecting me to do something wrong. An example of this unit impacting me occurred when the police pulled my auntie's car over after she picked us up from school. The white officers approached our car and pulled their guns out on us. I was so scared. Then they ran my auntie's license and saw she had a clean record, and they walked away, but they never apologized for what they did. That made me feel different about the police in our community. Personally, I want to feel comfortable with calling the police to assist us when we need them. Mrs. Ponders made me think about this topic in an unusual way by showing us that there are pros and cons regarding to the police roles in society. However, we should never accept police brutality. I also realize my voice is important. Mrs. Ponder calls me her mini activist. I want us to live and go to school in a safe environment. Thanks for your time, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.